Are you lazy, unproductive, or have you just been going about productivity the wrong way? As someone who has a full-time job as a video producer and runs a side hustle freelance business and also wants to be a full-time content creator, I'm one person who consumes a lot of content about productivity, both in research, in YouTube videos, and all that. I read a lot of stuff about productivity and self-development, and I experiment a lot with these things. But one thing I've noticed over time is that we've probably been going about productivity the wrong way. The first thing I have to remove from the way is that there's no one size fits all method to deal with productivity. What do I mean? When you read a lot of stuff and watch a lot of videos, they make it sound like there's one thing that everybody can do to be productive. But it doesn't work that way because, as I say, there are different strokes for different folks. And it's the same with productivity. What works for me is most likely not going to work for you for different reasons. I've seen the schedules and lifestyle of people like Dwayne Johnson or Jeff Bezos or Mark Wahlberg. There are a lot of these guys that do some of these crazy things with their time, and you'll be wondering, share the same 24 hours that me and this person has. But to be honest, we probably do not have the same 24 hours with these people because everybody has different activities and schedules. One way or another, the way you live your life is probably different from the way I live my life. So it's impossible for me to give you productivity advice based on the way I live my life. For example, something I learned from Matt Davila, he talks about how a lot of these rich guys have people taking care of certain parts of their life for them while they focus on maybe the business side of it. But for me, nobody's going to cook for me. Nobody's going to wash my clothes. Nobody's going to go to the market for me. I have to do most of all these things by myself. I'm not yet rich enough to pay people to do that for me. So Jeff Bezos and the work that you're trying to imitate their schedules and live that hardcore lifestyle, have people doing things for them. Do you have people doing things for you? So it's impossible to actually design your productivity and your lifestyle to the method of these guys, whereas your schedules, your activities, and your day-to-day life is very different from what they do. Secondly, don't be a do-it-all. That's one of the biggest problems with human beings. We have this tendency to want to do everything by ourselves. I don't know if there's a medal that comes with it at the end of life or whatever, but we always want to try to do everything ourselves, and it's not going to lead you anywhere than to burnout. I've learned over time that delegating duties and the things that you have to do is actually the best way to get about life. I know we have this feeling that if you don't do it yourself, it won't come out right. Or if you don't do it yourself, it won't come out the way you want it to come out. But in all honesty, my friends, give stuff to other people, especially when you know it's things they can handle. And even if you don't trust them to handle it properly, just know that a ton of the work would have been done for you, and then you can now do the little stuff or the less hectic stuff. But don't be a do-it-all. I've seen people get burned out over and over again because they are, even I myself, I'm speaking from experience to be honest. I have gotten burned out a lot of times because I'm consistently trying to do everything by myself. So look at the things that you have to do. Take out some things that you know other people can help you do. Find people that will help you do these things. Find proficient people so that you don't go and die, because this life is one. The next thing is goals. I know that people tell you to set ambitious goals, but in a way, it gets as that advice be, because you're setting ambitious goals for yourself that you know that if you don't meet those goals, you feel less than. A lot of times I've set daily goals for myself and things I'm supposed to do in a day, and I accomplish less than half of those things, and I know how it makes me feel. I watched a video, a friend of mine, Emeka Ekuribe, wonderful friend of mine, he made a video about goals, and I could relate to a lot of things he said in that video, because when you set goals and you either reach them or don't reach them after a certain period, after the set period of time, there's a feeling of depression that comes with it. So when they say set ambitious goals for the day, you're setting, I as a personal experience, I remember that I was set, as busy as I am, and all the other extracurricular things that I have to do as a person, like as a normal human being, as busy as I am, I would set myself to do 2 hours of reading in a day, 2 hours of this, and knowing fully well that I'm probably going to get tired within my day. One, I'm probably going to sleep late that day, maybe sleep by 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. And then the other thing is that I probably will not plan for that. I'll come up within my day, certain jobs or certain activities that will take more time than I expected. Even when they tell you to schedule your day and put all your things within a time frame, there are things that take longer than you expected. There are several times I have put a job for like 2-3 hours and then it takes me 8 hours to finish that thing. So when it comes to setting goals for yourself, I think it's important to be as modest as possible. In as much as you have to believe in yourself to do certain things, I think it's also very important to know what you can do, because if you set overly ambitious goals, you probably will end up disappointed and it will now affect how you move on. It will make you feel like you're not doing enough, meanwhile you're doing the best that you can do. And the moment you start to push your body past that point, well, nothing but breakdown. And that brings me to my final point. People say whatever you put your mind to do, you can do it. And that's true, but it is relatively true. In the last point, I talked about setting overly ambitious goals, but there are certain things that no matter how many mind you set to do it, you will never accomplish it, because some things just cannot happen. In as much as we want to sing, I know I can be what I want to be, well, you probably can't really be and do everything all by yourself. People think that they have infinite willpower, like your willpower. If you say, I will do this, I can do this, you are, well, I wish you luck, I wish you the best. But like, if we are being extremely honest, our willpower as human beings is not as infinite as we want to believe that it is. Not everything is within our control. There are things that you cannot control as a person within your day. So if you want to be productive, remind yourself that you are as human as every other person, and that what another person is going through is very different from what you're going through. There are times when I'm seeing what other people are achieving and I was very sad about myself and things I was doing. I was trying to push myself past certain points and it didn't get me anywhere. I was just breaking down and getting burned out and getting depressed over things that I would have taken step by step and gotten to where I needed to be. I wouldn't tell you things that I have not done personally and that haven't worked for me. I'm telling you things that haven't worked for me and things that have worked for me. So remind yourself that you are human, like you're a human being, and your case is very different from every other person's case. Your willpower is not infinite, my friend. Take your time and do the things that you need to do. Give yourself space to do the things that you need to do. Don't bog yourself down with schedules and phases and productivity apps and vision boards and overly ambitious goals and all those things that some people have. In one day they'll fit in freelance, they'll fit in full-time, they'll fit in gymming, they'll fit in journaling, they'll fit in reading. And if you end up not doing these things, you probably will become depressed and feel like you're not doing well enough. In the end, being productive is all down to optimizing your days and nights specifically for you. Not what I'm saying or what any other person on YouTube is saying, but specifically for you. Know what you can do, know what you can't do, give yourself a break, and I will see you in the next video.